Hi everyone, it's Heather. Welcome back into the Paper Castle. I know I've been MIA for like the past, I don't know, 6 weeks maybe, something like that. I can't even count anymore. So I apologize for that. August and the beginning of September, frankly, were a complete blur. But I'm back with just a quick sales update on some of these items that you see here. These are things that you haven't seen yet in a haul video, and they're going to be gone by the time I do make a haul video showing the things from that week. So I wanted to show them to you now, including what's in this black velvet box, which was a nice little home run for me. But things have just been insane. August is always busy because my daughter finishes up with summer rec, so she's here 5 days a week, and we end up going on day trips, and we're busy doing stuff. And then it was her birthday, and her best friend's birthday is 2 days before hers, so you know, it's kind of a big deal. The girls, her friend Amy had a big party, and then I took the girls 2 days later and took them to kind of a Chuck E. Cheese type of place, but a lot cleaner and a lot nicer. I can't stand Chuck E. Cheese. In fact, I call it Chuck E. Sneezes because I always end up getting some like weird tropical disease when I'm there. So, took the girls for Gina's birthday, and then it was my birthday the day after Labor Day, and school started, and we also, in the midst of all this, had 3 absolutely enormous yard sales for my husband's aunt who passed away earlier in the summer. I already told you guys that. So that took up a lot of time. And the garage sales, they took up the entire yard. It was insane how much stuff she had. We basically ended up selling the majority of everything for $1 unless it was marked otherwise. And we did really well on the first 2. Surprisingly well. And then the third one, which was this past weekend, unfortunately the weather wasn't very cooperative, but we made a decent amount. But then it started to rain towards the end, and then it started to pour, and we got soaked. And anyway, that's all over. Now we just have to clean the house because we have tenants renting for a little while until we can all figure out what to do with our house. So, like I said, we've been busy. So, let me show you this. Oh, I also have to show you my daughter's new friend, which takes up a lot of room in our house. Her best friend, who I said, they have birthdays very close to each other. I invited Amy to come over so I could take the girls out for the day. And Amy got out of the van with this enormous stuffed animal, this big bear. And I looked at her and I said, please tell me that that's something that you got for your birthday that you're showing Gina. And she's like, oh no, my dad bought me one and he bought Gina one, and now we have matching ones. So you have to see how large this thing is, you guys. Alright, those are his feet, sitting in my kitchen chair. And there he is. And I don't know, you can't see his tag up there on his ear, but it says 53-inch plush teddy bear. He's huge. He's the size of my love seat. And of course Gina loved him to death, and now I have to try and find a place for this thing, who is now currently living on my family room couch. So, like, I had room for that. But you know what? I couldn't say no, because Gina loves it, and Amy loved giving it to her, and that's that. Anyway, let me update you on these things, and I'm going to tell you a quick yard sale story from when we were hosting them. I have a few more, but I'll save those for later videos. Some crazy people out there. Anyway, right here we have a Linus and Snoopy mug. I got this at that big rummage sale that I like so much over in Pennsylvania. They have one in June, and then they had another one in the middle of August, right before school started, because they have it in the school gym. So I got this for 25 cents. This just sold for $9.99. And then I also got this one, which is hand-painted Polish stoneware. Comes in tons and tons of patterns. Couldn't find the pattern name for this, but it sold anyway. And they also have different marks on the bottom depending on what region of Poland they're made in. And I can't remember what this is off the top of my head. But anyway, you can find these marks online if you ever find a piece of this, and it'll tell you what region it's from. And that can actually help if you put that in your listing. That was also 25 cents. And then for $1 at that same rummage sale, I got this Radio Shack scientific calculator. Works really well. Has the manual with it, and it came in this HP case. Paid $1, and this auction's ending tonight. Right now it's at $19.99 with free shipping. And then last but not least, this I bought, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was an absolutely horrendous yard sale day. It was so bad that I even went like out of my usual bubble to hunt down something just so that the day wasn't a complete waste. And I finally ended up at a flea market at a firehouse. And of course, it looked like it was going to rain. And I walked up and down looking at all the tables and finally went back to this table and didn't see this the first time around. And as I got back to this table, of course, raindrops started to fall. And I saw this box and it was open. So I took a look at it really quick. I looked it up in my phone really quick and then paid her and got out of there really quick before it started pouring cats and dogs. Anyway, this is Michael, I'll be able to see it, hold on, there we go. Michael Aram, or Aram, I don't know how to say this, but he makes handcrafted metal pieces, picture frames, bowls, stuff like that. Anyway, I saw this set, and it's called the Heart Baby gift set. It's got a bowl, it's got a cup, and it's got a spoon, and they all have these heart-shaped handles on them. I paid $10 for it, and found out that this was a higher-end item that they sold, like Nordstrom's and Saks and stuff like that. Retailed for, I think, $160, $170, something like that. I ended up selling it the other day for buy it now of $110 with free shipping. So this will go in a medium flat rate box, and I made about $100 before fees. So not too bad for a $10 purchase. So keep your eyes out for this stuff, and it's always signed on the bottom if you don't find it with the original box or anything. So that was a nice little surprise, especially since the rest of the day had not been going very well. So that's the sales update. I promise I'll be back with more videos now that my daughter's back in school and things have started to calm down around here. But let me tell you my garage sale story real quick. I've always said that when you go as a buyer, you should always be as nice as possible. Even if you're haggling with someone, just try and be nice. Because if you're not nice, you're just going to end up ticking people off. And I get ticked off very easily. I don't have a lot of patience when it comes to people haggling with me, especially when the prices are already really, really low. So what happened at the first sale was we had tons of stuff out, and my aunt had these 3 sheet pans, like restaurant quality sheet pans, and they were brand new, in really, really good shape. And the biggest one, which was, I don't know, probably bigger than you can see my hand spread out here. It was huge. It's probably the length of my kitchen table, or as wide as my kitchen table. Real heavy duty. My sister-in-law had put $5 on it. So this lady comes up to me, and she has it in her hand, and she goes, "Can you give me a discount on this?" And I looked at it and I said, "Fine, give me $3. And she looks at me and she goes, "No, 2. And And I looked at her and I said, no, 3. And she goes, no, you give it to me for 2. And I looked at her and I said, no, you asked me for a discount, I gave you one, and that's as low as I'm going to go. And she goes, well, if you don't give it to me for 2, then I won't buy it. And I said, that's fine. I said, because if you don't pay me the $3, I said, I'm going to do one of 2 things. I'm either going to take it home myself because it's a very nice sheet pan, or I'm going to donate it to people who need it. And she just looked at me and she goes, so you would miss out on money just because I won't pay you the extra $1? And I said, absolutely. So then she has a sheet pan in one hand and she backs up because she was right up close to the table. She backs up and now I see that she's pregnant and she puts her hand on her stomach and just looks at me. And she goes, you really won't take $2? I looked at her and said, absolutely not. So finally she gives me the $3 and she walks away and she's not very happy with me and I wasn't very happy with her. And then my husband came up to me and he's like, hon, he goes, it works better if you're not confrontational with the customers. And so my nephew's trying to defend me. He's like, oh no, Uncle Darren, she started with Aunt Heather first. Aunt Heather gave her a really good deal, and then she just kept arguing with her. I'm like, thank you. So she left. Now we have another one 2 weeks later. She actually came back to the yard sale, didn't come to me because she knew that she wasn't getting anything out of me. Went up to my husband, who has more patience than a saint, and it takes a lot for him to lose it and get angry with someone. So she goes up to him and she tells him that she bought this sheet pan 2 weeks ago and that it didn't fit in her oven and that she would like a refund. And he looked at her like she had 3 heads. And he goes, first of all, it was a garage sale. He goes, we don't give refunds. He goes, second of all, do you even have this sheet pan with you? She goes, well, no, I didn't bring it with me. He goes, then why should I give you your money back? And she goes, because it doesn't fit in my oven. So he finally told her to like go pound salt and go away. And she did. And then he came up to me and he's like, this woman started like arguing with me about a refund for a sheet pan. And I said, that's the lady, that's the pregnant lady from 2 weeks ago that you told me not to get confrontational with. And she's like, he goes, she's horrible. I said, I know. So, anyway, that was my first of probably many little yard sale stories from the confrontational yard sale people. So when you guys go out to yard sales, don't be confrontational. Just, you know, if you want to haggle, haggle, but if they say no, then either don't buy it or pay the money. Don't make the people mad. So, thanks for watching, everyone. Like I said, I'll be back now with more videos, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.